Hold up, son. Word.
I used to be a big UFO guy. I was all, about it. Like, all the reports and the sightings, and then it looked like the government was trying to cover it up with Project Blue Book. You're like, look, it's real because look, the government's trying to cover it up. But when you look into it, from the dawn of time, all dictators and emperors and tyrants, they all had the same goal, the same ultimate dream: one world government. They all wanted it, and they all try to figure out how the fuck can they get everybody to be under one fucking emperor. And they knew way back in Babylon times that the best way, the quickest way would be if there was some sort of invasion from the sky. If there was some sort of invasion, then everybody would just jump in and agree to a one world government. They wouldn't have to do all this propaganda and mindfuck routines. So, but they could never do it. They didn't know how you're going to get everyone to believe that there's a fake alien invasion. That was just something that it's been written. It's like a Jesuit order plan, but there's no way how are you going to do that? How are you going to fake an alien invasion? So, if you want to get crazy, the crazy people believe that it's always been the grand plan, and that's what we've been working to step by step. They believe that, like Roswell and all those Martian movies in the 50s were all designed to convince people that the aliens, convince people that it's possible that we could be attacked by aliens. And that would push the one world government. They know that's the ultimate goal. So, still the technology back in the 50s and 60s, it looks like shit. You look at those Martian movies, like no one's going to believe that shit. So the conspiracy theory is the government decided, let's pretend like we're hiding it. Let's stage some shit, like crash some shit and just tell people, spread the rumors that themselves that it was an alien aircraft. And post a bunch of shit like Roswell's was faked. It was some government psyop. That shit, they made you think. They wanted you to think that they were covering it up. So this is the crazy conspiracy theory. So year after year, that was the plan. The plan was we have to get everyone to believe somehow that it's possible that we can get attacked by aliens from space. So that's where all the movies came from. Star Wars, everything, the moon missions, Disneyland, all that shit to get us to believe that to prepare us for the fake alien invasion that will direct us right into a new world order. And they get the presidents to say that.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
It's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
Never before has a new world order had to be assembled from so many different perceptions or on so global a scale. Nor has any previous order had to combine the attributes of the historic balance of power system with global democratic opinion and the exploding technology of the contemporary period.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it was a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order.
In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
And the hope that each of us has to build a new world order.
And I strongly believe India will be a central actor in the new world order.
This is Ronald Reagan, And this, they all say this, Clinton, Obama, even Trump said it. They have a speech that they're supposed to say.
If suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe, well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
All these presidents are saying, Clinton said it on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
When we had your husband, President Clinton, on this show, he said, I asked him about UFOs in Area 51, and if he looked in, because if I was president, that's the first thing I do. I go right into those files and see what was going on.
Right.
And he said that he did do that.
Yes.
And that he didn't find anything.
Well, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Right? And you know, there's a new name. It's unexplained aerial phenomenon.
Unexplained aerial phenomenon,
Yep,
really?
Yep, UAP. That's the latest nomenclature.
I like the old one. I like UFO. I don't know why.
Well, I think we can use them interchangeably, but I would like us to go into those files and hopefully make as much of that public as possible. If there's nothing there, let's tell people there's nothing there.
What if there is something there?
Well, if there is something there, unless it's a threat to national security, I think we ought to share it with the public.
But what if everybody's all hopped up on medical marijuana and everybody gets paranoid? President Bill Clinton is here with us, so if I was president, and I won't be, let's be honest, the first thing I would do after putting my hand on that Bible and taking that oath to serve the country is I wouldn't even probably finish the oath. I would run to the White House. I demand to see all the classified files on the UFOs. Because I want to know. I'd want to know what has been going on. Did you do that?
Sort of. I had people go look at the records on Area 51 to make sure there was no alien down there. And people thought that because everybody who works there has to stop about an hour away and put on special clothing and then drive in and out. And that's because a lot of our stealth technology is made there. We know that now. When the Roswell thing came up, I knew we'd get, gazillions of letters. So I had all the Roswell papers reviewed. We know now we live in an ever-expanding universe. We know that there are billions of stars and planets literally out there, and the universe is getting bigger. We know from our fancy telescopes that just in the last 2 years, more than 20 planets have been identified outside our solar system that seem to be far enough away from their suns and dense enough that they might be able to support some form of life. It makes it increasingly less likely that we're alone.
Oh, you're trying to give me a hint that there are aliens.
I'm trying to tell you I don't know.
Oh.
But if we were visited someday, I wouldn't be surprised. I just hope that it's not like Independence Day.
Yeah, right.
That it's, a conflict.
Well, now we have friendly
Maybe the only way to unite this incredibly divided world of ours. They're out there. We better think of how all the differences among people on Earth would seem small if we felt threatened by a space invader. That's the whole theory.
It's at
the aliens won't let it happen. You reveal all their secrets. They exercise strict control over us.
Now, there are a lot of people that are going to examine your facial expressions here, every twitch, everything, and say, and of course, so did you look? Did you see? Did you explore?
I can't reveal anything.
Oh, really? Because President Clinton said he did. go right in, and he did check, and there was nothing.
Well, you know, that's what we're instructed to say.
When you were in office, and I don't know when this happened or if it happened, did you go through the secret files, the UFO documents? Because if I was president, that'd be the first thing I did.
You know, it's funny. My daughters asked the very same question.
They did?
Yeah.
Would you be allowed to tell your daughters what was in those files?
No.
You would not?
No.
Now that you're out of office, you can do anything you want, right?
True, yeah. But I'm not telling you.
You're not telling You're not telling me what? Are you not telling me that you looked at them?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Are there really great secrets that you know that you can't share with people?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. And you never write about them?
No.
Maybe at a time in your life that you're like, oh, I'm 90, I'm going to do it.
No.
No, nothing. What if you were to get like a little like loopy, you know? You get old and...
Start drinking again?
Start drinking again. Guillermo, get some tequila.
Yeah.
You want
So that's the conspiracy theory. It's called Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam is the plan, and Bill Cooper, the guy who wrote Behold the Pale Horse, he's a U.S. naval intelligence whistleblower, and he said this is the plan. He's been saying this since the 90s. They're going to put holograms in the sky and make you believe that we're being attacked by aliens. Right now you can get on YouTube and you can punch in city floating in the sky in China, and you could watch it, and there's a city floating in the sky. No one believes it's real. They're like, this is some kind of fucking projection.
This is the floating city in the sky, guys. This is actual footage, real footage taken, no BS. This is in slow motion. Look at the window in there. You can see the city. This is happening all over Africa, in the United States. Look at all the articles about it. Where do you see the other clip? In China. Then all the way here in China, you could see this floating city, which is a different city right here. You can see the crane on the right. They're thinking it could be a phantom Morgana, which is kind of like a hologram, but not exactly. But it's floating too far up in the sky to be that. So the question is this a gateway into another portal? You can see this here in California, this clip over here. The other one was Asia. Or is it just one of these new Fandango holograms, or better yet known as the Project Bluebeam?
So what they're doing is they're getting it into our consciousness. They're getting us, like, it's been the plan for thousands of years, and now we have the technology to actually do it. Fake some alien shit, scare people, just like Ronald Reagan said. You heard him say, Trump even said it.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force, and we are going to have the Space Force.
He said the exact same speech, word for word. What the fuck? Why are they trying to drill this? Now we're ready. Everyone believes that there's going to be a fake alien, or that there's going to be a, well, the conspiracy theorists think that this is going to be there's a fake alien invasion coming to push us to a one world order. That's what Project Bluebeam. Look that up. They just want to scare the shit out of us. Global warming. They're trying to scare us with the environment, scare us from space, scare us from terrorism, scare us with nuclear bombs. These are all just scare tactics. They scare us so that we give up more money to funds to stop this. That's what global warming's about. They want that carbon tax. That's that fucking global carbon tax. All that money, all those politicians are going to be able to just steal. They're going to be, they're like, yeah, we're blowing up the world. You got to turn off your car. You know, it's scare tactics. Overpopulation. Apparently, they've been trying to scare, they've been trying to scare us with overpopulation since the 70s. They said by the year 2000, you know, there's not going to be any oil, and we're going to, by the year 2000, people are going to be standing on top of each other's fucking heads. They were writing books about this, trying to scare us. Meanwhile, you could fit today's entire population with a house. They can get everyone in the world could have their own house in Texas. How the fuck are we overpopulated? It's bullshit. If that's true, and they say the same thing about Alaska, you could fit the entire world's population in Alaska. They could all have their own house. And how it seems unbelievable. Like, wait a minute, aren't we overpopulated? If that's true, and I talked about it on Joe Rogan's podcast, it seems like it's true because he would be all over it if it wasn't. There's overpopulation it's just a big scare.
Hold up, son. Word.